Hey, beautiful souls. How are we doing on today? Are y'all doing okay? Pray that you're doing amazing. Pray your families are doing well. And hope that y'all had an amazing Thanksgiving. We had a fun time. We were at my aunt's house here in Birmingham. We stayed home this year. Some years we travel around. I didn't go last year. They went, I think, to my cousin in Mississippi. The family came here and we had fun. And, when you're thinking about the holiday season and around this time of the year, it makes you reminisce a little bit, right? It makes you think back and just have fun. And after we ate and everything, of course, we were at my aunt's house and we were in the living room, dining room area. And, you didn't have to have a lot of space. We had fun. And then eventually they put on a few songs and some of the people was teaching each other how to do the little line dances, the new ones, and playing some music. And just then we went to some Christmas music. But it was just the fun, the little fun moments of that. And that's what we had, beautiful souls. So I enjoyed it, and I'm sure everybody else did as well. But on this evening, on this Saturday evening, I want to come in and just talk a little bit. Let me turn this way. I feel kind of awkward turn that way. I don't feel as comfortable. Fur baby is over here. And I wanted to do a live. I'm just gonna be honest. I want to do a live, but it's kind of impossible to do a live because Fur Baby may hear a dog outside or hear a car moving and he wants to get up and run outside and I have to get up and move and all of that. So I was like, I'm not going to worry about doing a live. Just want to do one. Why? Because I have been out of work all week and haven't done one. And I said I was going to do some lives. So I may do one tomorrow. I don't know. Who knows? But I just wanted to come in on this Saturday evening and just to pop in and say hello to everybody and check on everybody and, just talk a little bit about something, not long. And God kept clicking at me, get on there, do a video, but he kept pushing me to do a live. But like I said, I wasn't sure how this was going to go with Fur Baby. But anyway, here I am. As I am, jammies. I did put an earring on. But I'm here and I'm actually sitting in my living room, which I very seldom sit in when I'm doing things. I'm like, I'm going to come here this evening. But during this time, I personally do a lot of reflecting. And when I'm talking about reflecting, I think back a little bit, not reminiscing much on things as far as those moments that were overbearing or overpowering, or those moments that just were not tasteful or just not good for me. But I like to reminisce a little bit. And I'm noticing, beautiful souls. Now tell me, okay? Come on now. Comment with me here. Let me know, how do you think about things the older you get? Next month, December 12th, is my birthday. I'll be the big 5'8". And as time goes on, I think about more and more things. Just, it's more of a strong of putting things in perspective. And the thinking capacity and thinking hat sometimes get to be like, not like it used to be, because I have just gotten more. You have to be. I remember my mother, my mom's mom, she passed at 93. She said, life brings about a change. Yes, it does. And with all of that going on, you all, I have to think and say, okay, let me just figure out some things here. Not heavy, not heavy. But God was like, you know what? We have to reflect sometimes. And it helps us put things in perspective. And it helps us think about where we are in our lives. Most importantly, what I like to talk about is where we are in that season. So reflecting on the season that we're in right now. And we know, for those that follow me, beautiful souls, I love to talk about the seasons, winter, spring, summer, and fall. And I love to tie it in with life because God shows us so much of what he's doing and what he's trying to actually show us. Let's just say he's trying to show us things if we pay attention and mute the button to listen. everything around us, no matter where we are in life, no matter what room we walk in, no matter we walk outside, no matter what we're doing, God is always trying to show us somewhere in that atmosphere. It may be bottled up, you all, but He's trying to show us many things. And right now, we're in a season, I don't even think it hit winter yet. I don't know what day winter is, but it's saying fall, but right now it's like cold. And always here in January, we have some snow. And we tease because my coworker birthday is on January the 12th somewhere, but always we're closed with snow. But right now it's cold. We've had rain. My husband had the yard cleaned about 2 weeks ago, and it's like, oh my God, the next 2 days it was like the backyard was full of leaves again. For those that follow me, you know how we have the leaves back there. But when I looked out today, I looked around the trees. I said, I think everything is falling now. Everything is bare. Mm. Everything is it's just done. And I went out in the yard and I was like, yeah, this is it. All the leaves have fallen. The trees are bare now. There are trees there that are still dark green, but those leaves very seldom, change or whatever. So I said, well, we're done now. All the leaves have fallen. And when I think about that, beautiful souls, it takes me to a mindset of thinking back to where we are in our lives. And right now, the last day of November is tomorrow. Today is the 29th. And when you think about that, of the season that we're in right now, and even what season you're in, you may be in a season and not even aware of it, beautiful souls, that this is the time for you to clean slate. It's the time for you to just shed it all. This is the time for you to relay it and release. This is the time for you to exhale. See, many times we don't think about that. How God is showing us life. He's showing us where our life should be. He's showing us why things are happening. He's showing us what's happening through the seasons. But many times we can get so caught up in what's going on that we're not paying attention to that. Whatever I'm going through right now is not going to stay there. It's not going to be this way always. So back to all the trees, in our back, way back behind our privacy fence, everything is falling. Sometimes like we have all the leaves in our yard. And I looked in the front today when I went outside the front to do some things in my little pot. There were a few leaves blowing across the street because we cut our trees down. But bare. So that's telling me right there that, okay, when you think about life, we have to say, you know what? Whatever I'm holding on to, whatever I'm trying to put a chokehold on, whoever I'm holding on to, whatever stuff I'm holding on to, whatever baggage I'm carrying, it's time to let that stuff go. If it's not good for me, if it's not allowing me to allow renewedness to come in, if it's not allowing for a change to come, if it's not allowing me to redevelop, if it's not allowing me to be refurbished, it's time to let that go. Once again, stuff, people, things, situations, people. We can go there a lot, right? But what we have to understand is that many times when we come to, and I don't want to say our senses, it's not being negative, but when we come to our mindset to say, you know what, I've got to let that go. It's just because it's time and you're ready to be renewed. You're ready to have the refreshness to come in. You're ready for the regeneration. You're ready for that to come into play in your life. Is there anything wrong that it took you 10, 15, 20 years? No, just wasn't ready. Just wasn't ready. And we can't pound on a person or we can't be on a person or beat ourselves up because of saying, I should have let that go 10 years ago. I should have done this 15 years ago. We can't do that, beautiful souls. It wasn't time. That was not the season. God wanted you to do this. So before it got really dark, I went outside and I swept the deck off, more leaves, because we're going to have rain and it's going to get colder. It's like 20 something, that's what's going on. So it's getting situated, acclimate. And when that process comes, the rain is going to come in. And what the rain is going to do, beautiful souls, at that time, it's going to do some climate changes and maybe put a little ice out there, a little frost out there because it's real cold. But I know the rain is going to pack down those leaves. It's going to be wet. And I try to sweep them off the steps going down because fur baby just flies down the deck when you hear something. The top deck is slipperiness. Try to make sure to keep it clean for that way. So all of that, what God is allowed to just come off the trees and get into play to where newness is going to come into the leaves, where new things are going to grow, new things are going to develop, new leaves are going to come place. But all of those leaves on the ground out there are going to take heed in grounds. For some people, yards is going to stay there. For some of us, our yards, for my husband, going to have someone to clean it up. But still, if those leaves stay down on that ground, beautiful souls, that means that it's going to enrich the ground. It's going to enrich the soil. A lot of people actually shred up leaves and use it for mulch, which means that what God allowed to fall off of those trees, which were dead, even though they were dead, we thought they were no good. You hear me? We thought they were no good. There are times that we can still use that to refurbish, to refresh, to renew the lawns, the gardens. We can do that, right? But what my husband have our actual yard men do, they blow the leaves out, open the back little gate door, and blow them all down the back. We have another large area of yard behind of our land behind our privacy fence. So all that is doing behind the gate is building it up, which it's needing, and allowing more soil to be enriched back there. And many times we don't think about that, right? We just know, oh, I thought this one time, oh, those leaves are out there. I'm so tired of these leaves. To clean these leaves up, these leaves are just all over the place. But now I love to look at the beauty of the leaves. I love to look at the color, the changes as the process is happening. And when it falls, I still look at what God is doing. I said, God, you've allowed the trees to become bare. Then the leaves are on the ground, and you letting me know, first of all, something new is coming on these trees. But even though the leaves are dead on the ground, they can be used as well to refurbish, to be a regrain, to be actually allowing the soil to be moist again. It's allowing that to happen, beautiful souls. And that's what we have to think about in life itself. When it comes to a moment when we have to say, you know what, I just got to release. God is showing me right now in this season, which I don't think it's winter yet, but in this season, He's letting me know, you know what? Change is occurring. Change is occurring each and every day in our lives. Change is occurring each and every day we look out the window. We step outside. Change is happening. Nothing stays the same. So that's why I like to share and talk about that, because right now, somebody, someone, and maybe you, beautiful souls, may be at that point in your life to where you feel that one more day before December comes. I have not done anything all year. Things I want to do, I didn't get there. I'm not in the place that I want to be in. I'm not where I used to be, but still not where I want to be. And you're just beating yourself. You're just beating yourself. You're just beating yourself. And it becomes overpowering and overwhelming. This is the time of year people get depressed. Things happen. Loved ones leave at the end of the year. My husband was talking the other day about some people he grew up with, the community. He says 3 siblings, 2 sisters and brothers within a month time. And I said, yeah, I said, this is the time of the year that can get a little oof, because what, and I hate to say this, but sometimes I said, ooh, I feel a little jumpy inside. I said, Lord, what is this year going to end for me? Because we lose loved ones. Things happen, they say in threes. Things die out in many ways. And we don't understand But it happens. It's a part of life and we don't understand. And what I want us to understand is that, beautiful souls, tonight, God kept pushing me saying, get on and do a live, do a live. And really, I didn't want to do a live because I like to read people comments and do things. I'm on my phone and I can't see all that. So I knew I need to do a video because I want people to understand, no matter where you are in your life right now, you're holding on to something. Something's weighing you down. Something is just taking you out. I want you to think about, beautiful souls, how to release and shed some of that. How it's time for you to say, excuse me, no longer will I carry this on my shoulders to weigh me down. Not so much that we're going into a new year, but I want you to look at seasons, beautiful souls, in your life. Talk about seasons. Okay? You don't want to be in that same season each year after year. Some people may say, well, this month I'm going to do this next month. We're not talking about months because it's okay. But I don't want you to be in that same season year after year after year, because if God is here look what he's doing. He has 4 seasons: winter, spring, summer, and fall. He shows us, which each one of those, beautiful souls, he shows us that I am the Most High and I'm making a change in this world. Look what I am doing, beautiful souls. Look at what is happening before your face. So you're going to tell me that you feel that you got to stay in this dry season always. You feel you got to stay in this dark season always. You feel you got to stay in this cold season always. I want you to understand that seasons are changing. It's cold right now. And we're going to go into winter the first of the year, a heavy winter in many places, maybe now. But spring is coming, which means that everything has died out. And when God bring in that, we all blossom. I tell people I blossom. I feel better. The time changes. All of those things happen. And you may see the butterflies. I have a butterfly flower out there, but every year I try to cover it. The cold kills it. But springtime, the butterflies, I'm going to work on that this year. The butterflies come. You may see the bumblebees, which I don't, but they got to come, right? They're now, what is it called? They're hibernating or ferminating, whatever they're doing. As a bear, whatever they're doing. But all of that comes out, right? You don't see bumblebees. You don't see these different things out there now. You don't see butterflies. Everybody has a time, right? God has placed the animals there right now, you know, out there. And the bears doing their things. All these animals are doing different things. The squirrels have saved up all of their acorns. I see them out on the deck all the time. I say, look at these squirrels. The ants are building their actual homes. If God placed that in these little bitty ants' mindsets, or these birds to fly south for the winter, or the squirrels to store up for the winter, or the bears to hibernate in the store. They don't wake up and eat, they're hibernating. I always tell people, wow, what's going on with us? What is it? And I laugh about it. I said, now come on, let's pay attention, because God has put everything on this earth for us. So it's about releasing and just thinking of what's going on, looking at what's going on, beautiful souls. You may be in that season right now where you say, I don't know what's going on, Ursula. Sometimes it's not meant for us to know what's going on right now, but we need to make sure that we recognize and pay attention to what God is doing. See, sometimes we can get so caught up in what's going on in our lives. He's showing us each and every day. He's showing us each and every day. And that's what I love about my God, because he's showing us each and every day. That's what he's doing. So I am at 19 minutes, beautiful souls, and I can go on, but I'm going to go ahead and get off here soon, because I want you to understand that this season is now time for you to reflect and refresh and renew. Yes, we have to do that and think about that, because God does this with the world, with the earth. He's putting it before us each and every day. Right now, it get dark early, right? Well, when the time changes again, it's going to get dark later. He's showing us nothing stays the same. And that's what sometimes when things have come in my life and happen, I'm like, thank you, Jesus. I know it's not going to stay this way. And even when things have happened, in my life, things I've encountered, which were very painful, being a caregiver to my dad with leukemia and taking care of him and doing things. I said, Lord, that was a hard road, but I did it. Will I do it again? Yes, I did it. But God gave me a relief. He changed that season when he took my father and took him, to be with our Lord and Savior. It hurt, but I said, Lord, thank you, because I know my dad was free. He was okay. But God was like, you know what? Things have to happen. Yeah, it have to happen. And he didn't want my dad to stay here and suffer any longer. And I thank God for that. Jesus, changing, refreshing, renewing, reminiscing. Think about those things, beautiful souls. So on today, well, it's night really. It's night for me. But wherever it is for you all that's watching, just remember that. Look at your life, beautiful souls, and think about seasons. Excuse me. Think about whatever you're in is for a season. It's for a season. It's not meant to be always. We have to sometimes be a little aggressive and say, I'm going to shed some of this. People, stuff, environments, habits. We got to shed some of that, sweetie. Sometimes we have to be the big person to say no more. God is going to help you along the way. So don't ever feel that you're alone, beautiful souls, as you cast that moment. He says, cast all my worries and cares on me. That's what you do. Cast them. Turn them over to him. Stop trying to carry it. And I always talk to my husband. I'll be 50 next month and he's 60. And I had to tell my husband about a couple of weeks ago, I said, we have more time behind us than forward. See, sometimes we have to remind not only ourselves, but others. Because we're doing things in the house and my husband will say, oh, I'm going to do that. I got time. Not that I'm trying to say we're going to be gone soon, but I say, we got more time behind us than forward. So let's think about what we're going to do and get it done because you want to enjoy, right? You want to enjoy. You don't want to have everything all over the place all the time. See what I'm saying? Let it be a season. Don't let it flow over into one to the other. Let it be a season. So when I told him that, and I've said it a lot of times, and I think he thought about it. I said, yeah, we got more time behind us than in front of us, I want to enjoy going forward. hmm There's some things I want to enjoy, small things, not big things. I'm not talking about traveling the world. I felt that way one time. Not no more. I just want to say, go to some different, and I'm looking for things. I'm putting things together, go to some nature parks and do things and do those things. Those are things I'm looking forward to doing. Time brings about a change, beautiful souls. So on this evening, I want you all to think about what is weighing you down. What is allowing you to be in a place of being comfortable, which is not a good place all the time, being in that comfort zone, being stuck, not moving. Think about where you are. Think about what's holding you back, what's on your shoulders, what baggage you're taking. Think about what's in your life that's not doing anything for you. See, we need to leave all of that in that season because it's time for you to step over into the season of what God has for you. Remember now, I think we're still in fall, right? And if that's the case, winter is coming. That's a whole new season. A whole new season. So we must remember that's a whole new season that is about to occur for us. So we've got to think about those things. Whole new season's coming. So why do we feel we have to continue to stay in a zone of comfort, feeling complacent to where this is how it has to be. Oh no, it doesn't have to be that way. But we have to take a step. We have to give ourselves the boost and just say, Lord, no more, no more. Am I going to sit in this season? No more. Let him know that, no more. Because as I say, he's showing you all and myself each and every day that I'm giving you 4 seasons, my children. Giving you 4 seasons, winter, spring, summer, fall. Nothing stays the same. So that means that whatever you're in, my child, it shouldn't be the same always if it's not where you want to be. But I always tell people, first of all, it's not so much about me. As I always tell myself, it's not about me, it's about pleasing God. So let's remember that, beautiful souls. So on this evening, let's just think about how we're going to have to refresh some things. We may reminisce a little bit. We may reflect a little bit. But let's just renew and think about what season we're in. And don't think too long or too hard now. But think about what season you're in and allow yourself to step into another season that's going to be a season of renewness, a season where things are going to grow, a season where things are going to develop. Allow yourself to get there. Thank you so much, beautiful souls, for those that are coming in to watch this video. I really appreciate you. I thank you all so much for your love and support. I thank you for your love and support for this channel. I know God has so much more He's going to do for this channel, trying to build it, put it out there. You will see a variety of things on Ursula's journey. It's Ursula's journey. So you're going to see some things I'm going to be sharing about thrifting, hauls, mommy and cash, fur baby here. You're going to see those things, inspiration, encouragement, always. That's who I am. That's what I'm going to do because that's important because, you know, that's how I make sure that I'm fed with that. And I want to feed others and share as well. So thank you so much for your love and support. If you would like to be a part of this family and continue to be a part to hear what I'm sharing out there, please click the like, subscribe, and share button. Love for you all to join. Also, don't forget to click the notification bell so you can know when I'm coming in, beautiful souls. So on this evening, it's Saturday evening, and I was like, I've got to do something to end the month. But I said, well, I want to do a live, but I said, well, I have to get on the live and read my comments and all that. I said, no, I want to relax a little bit doing this. But some lives are coming, beautiful souls. They are coming. And I just wanted to come in and encourage you, let you know that no matter where you are right now, if you feel this is not where you should be or want to be, just remember, it's a season. If you don't catch on with that, step outside your door each day and look at the change, what God is doing in the atmosphere. You can feel it and you can see it. Nothing stays the same. Nothing stays the same, beautiful souls. So once again, thank you all so much for coming in on Ursula's journey to actually be with me on this journey, this path that I'm on, that I'm sharing with you all. And more videos are going to come, of course, in this capacity. More videos, most definitely. Lives are coming, but I have to always remind myself that life is a journey. Remember that. Life is a journey. Sometimes we're on a road that we may not want to be on. But think about this, beautiful souls. Many times on that road that we're on, there are signs there. God may put that stop sign there, tell you, hold up, my child, stop. Sometimes we want to just get to a point to where we don't want to pay attention to that. And then sometimes God may put that yield sign out there telling you just to slow down. But still, we want to fly through it. And then, oh, here comes the caution sign. Putting things there for us. Putting those things there for us. He's letting us know the seasons are there. I'm changing, putting seasons out here, 4 different seasons, beautiful soul, which means that nothing stays the same. But the caution light is there, but we don't pay attention to it, right? As we go down that road, sometimes it's dark. We can see a light down there, but we still want to continue going on that type of a path, on that journey, because we bypass and didn't pay attention at all to the signs. And then don't forget the U-turn. We want to get that U-turn to go right back to things again. Why? God has given us, once again, 4 seasons. And no matter how we think that each year is going to be the same, it's not. Winter, spring, and summer and fall is going to give you a difference of something every year. Sometimes we may say, now, well, we can't determine which season we're in. Yeah, time we're in, but it's still not the same. So we may even have that sign of a U-turn there on this journey. We still want to go back, keep going back. We got to stop doing that, beautiful souls. Pay attention to the signs. Pay attention to what God is sharing with you. Pay attention to what God is actually trying to sow within your spirit. Pay attention to what God is placing before you on this journey that we call life. He's speaking to us each and every day. As I always mention, we have to turn everything off. Press the mute button. Sometimes don't say a word. Turn the mute button off in the mindset and just sit and listen, because he's talking to us. He shares some things with us, but we've got to be that person to want to accept and pay attention. Remember, beautiful souls, it's just a season. It's not going to be this way always. Life's journey brings many things in it, beautiful souls, but that's a part of life. But just remember, it does not have to be that way always. So you all have an amazing, amazing evening. It's an evening for me, whatever time zone is for you all. And thank you so much once again for your love and support of my channel. And I'll be back. I'll be back because this is something I love to talk about. Life's journey, the journey of seasons, changes, reflections, reminiscing, renewness, refreshness. Yes. Peace and blessings, beautiful souls. Y'all have a great evening now. Bye-bye.